Hey guys, this is Gus from Laredo Savers, and here it is, the Geonobi upgrade. Basically, it's an entirely new hilt. The original plan was to make an upgrade kit that consists only on the emitter, buttons, and pommel. You would keep the body, the cover tech wheel, and if you had it installed, you would keep the original chassis and well, that's about it. The idea was to make it a little bit more screen accurate by replacing the emitter section, which the brass piece of it had this section here a little bit thicker. There was a compromise made because we wanted to have a 1-inch blade in the hilt, so we could not make it without having that ring be a little bit larger so that it can screw on easily without compromising the inner section, which is thinner than the 1-inch blade could accept. So that was the main reason Shane and I talked about just making an upgrade kit to those who wanted to use or have a static version that was a little bit more accurate, as well as those who wanted to have a 7/8 inch blade in it. So when we made the samples, we kind of forgot to test it in an actual hilt. We thought it was made completely compatible with the older Geonobi, but it turns out that the shop or somebody, I don't remember exactly what happened, but something happened that the threads between the body and these pieces were not compatible. I think the original Geonobi was a millimeter shorter than the diameter of the original design, as well as the upgrade kit. So we went ahead and made production of the kit parts, but when the parts arrived, they were tested and they did not fit the Geonobi. So we had to decide on whether we make new parts to replace the already made upgrades, or just make a new body to go along with the new parts. I think it was a better decision to make a new body overall and a new cover tech wheel, because the cover tech wheel also was not accurate. The original Geonobi had a curved cover tech, whereas this one has a standard design cover tech wheel like the original prop. So I guess in the end it made sense to make the complete body to match the new parts. Also, we had decided to do a polished version instead of a brushed, because if we had made the parts brushed, if they didn't match the original body in the same brushing technique, they would look off. So we decided to do it as a DIY, like for you to brush it yourself to match your own hilt. And we were kind of thinking that it'd be best to do it that way. So we ended up making the body as well, all polished, and I think it looks great. It looks beautiful. In fact, I'm gonna show you, it matches the Arenakin as well, because the Arenakin was made all polished. So if you have an Arenakin or Arenakin, you can display them together and they will look basically identical as far as finishing. Let me show you real quick. So here is the Arenakin right next to the Geonobi Upgrade. As you can see, the finishing on both is polished with black anodizing. The red buttons are same color as well. So that makes it a much better pair in this case for the Geonosis Arena scene, where Obi-Wan and Anakin fight Count Dooku. So I think it was a good decision in the end. Hope you guys understand that we didn't mean this to be a new run of an or a Geonobi, but it ended up this way. So we made around 50 in total, 50 units that were split between Saber Bay and Laredo Sabers. So I am going to supply two versions. One is going to be the static, which is what you see right here. Essentially, it has the full construction, but you have the blocked end caps for the pommel as well as for the emitter. So this is going to be the static version. If you want the FX version, which will also include the parts for the static version, you're going to have to wait a little while more because we're making a blade plug that will work with the 7/8 inch end cap for the emitter, and also we're making a special disc or end cap for the pommel that will have the holes. Again, the original plan for this kit was to make this a blocked pommel for the static version, and if you wanted to use the FX version for the chassis and the speaker and all, you would swap the pommel completely. However, when we did this version, we forgot to make the unblocked holes for the FX, so I'm making that piece separately, but it will be included in the complete version, which will have, again, FX end cap and FX end cap for the pommel. Right now, it has the chassis installed. I'm gonna just swap out the end cap. Oh, and this is the retention screw for the blade, which is something I wanted to have, basically a hidden set screw that you cannot do with the 1-inch version because how small the diameter is on the inside. You can only get away with that if you have the 7/8 inch blade. Again, it works with the same chassis as the prior one, so it's the two-piece design. Still works with the.
We'll take them together.
Again, the sound right now is muffled because of the block hold. However, you're gonna if you're gonna wait for the FX version, there will be a disc. Let me show you how it works. So this is the unblocked disc that you would replace by unscrewing it from the pommel. Like so. And you put it back on. And then you got full sound. And these would be the static versions. Anyways, if you want to order the static version, which only include this and this disc or end caps, the sale will begin tomorrow. And if you want to wait for the FX version, which will be slightly higher in cost, because obviously it'll include a couple more parts, that's going to be in about 20 more days. I still don't know how much will increase, but I don't think it's going to be too high. It'll still be in a very great price, because it's more of a DIY. It does not include a collector's box like the V1. So that's an incentive to keep the V1 if you want to keep that nice box design by Christian Cruz. This is more of a DIY. And since I wanted to keep the cost down, we decided not to make a box. So there you have it. This is the Geonobi Upgrade, and hope you guys like it as much as I did.